Hello and welcome to another edition of Toys from the Attic. For today's episode, I thought we'd be taking a look at Kenner's Camouflage Swamp Thing. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at this guy. In the animated series, Swamp Thing was once a scientist named Alec Holland whose secret laboratory was destroyed by Arcane and his evil cronies. Doused with burning and corroding chemicals and falling into a nearby swamp, the resulting accident transformed him into the Swamp Thing. He is now vowed to protect the swamp from all evil with his supernatural powers. This story is different than in the comic books, where it is later revealed that Swamp Thing is actually a plant elemental who has gained the thoughts and memories of Alec Holland after he was tragically killed. Okay, so here we have Camouflage Swamp Thing. Now, I was a really big fan of the cartoon series when it came out in the early 90s, and normally I don't tend to get multiples of the same figure, especially if they only have one gimmick that separates them all. But for some reason, Swamp Thing was the exception. I really wanted to have every single different version of Swamp Thing that there was. And this one happens to be probably one of my favorites, if not my second favorite. It's in running with one of the other figures that I'm going to review. I think I like this guy, though, because he's just made out of roots. I mean, that's very different than a lot of other guys that came out in the series. I mean, you could see how there's like little gaps in between here, so you could definitely see like your hands in there, and it just shows that he's made up of nothing but roots. I mean, I know I'm repeating myself, but that's just what I find so cool about it. There's a nice little bit of sculpt on there, so you can kind of get the feel that their roots have some bark and texture to them, and yeah, you could just see all the way through there. You can even like stab him or other stuff, or have like swords go through him, and he's gonna be fine. And also, it's kind of neat that his legs are just these big massive pile of roots other than the standard feet. Now, he did come with this little weapon right here, which was pretty much just a gotta try to get this thing out of here. It's just a little snare hook thing that he kind of will just hold on to, and it rests on his arm, and you just pull. It doesn't really quite hold on anymore. I remember it holding a lot better when I was here. You just pull the string right here and it will snare whatever's hooked up in there. I know it's kind of odd to have such a green weapon with a guy that's primarily brown, but it's just what you're going to do. It's the one that this guy happened to come with. Now, the gimmick that this guy actually had was that his green part right here would turn brown. I actually have two of them right here, one that the paint isn't as messed up on. And I'm going to pull him out of here. Ooh, a little bit more worn right there than I thought. But as you can see, yeah, he does get this really nice dark color. He's one of those toys that you put him in ice cold water and then he'll change, and then just add a little bit of heat. And then the green will just start to come back. You can kind of see that green coming back in there. I've had him soaking for a little bit of a while. Ah, there we go. Yeah, you can see that he's just starting to come back to his green color. And in this case, it works. I mean, there's some guys, I don't really like this gimmick on a lot of them, just because you always have to have ice water around, and then your parents will get mad, like if you spill it or whatever. But still, this guy was a cool character, and I'm really glad I had him. Once again, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you've seen today, please feel free to like, subscribe, or leave a comment below in the comment section. Also, feel free to check out some of my other toy review videos. Anyways, see you next time.